r/AskReddit by Reddit. What was your I don't get paid enough for this moment at work? When I worked at McDonald's, I found out we didn't get paid for closing. We got paid until the store closed, so if it took us an extra hour or two to close, that was unpaid. I wish I knew what I know now, because that is an open and shut case, but at the time, I was young and dumb. My first paycheck, I noticed I had a ton of missing hours. So when I asked my boss about it, she told me we only get paid until the store closed. So that night, I walked out when the store closed. They tried to guilt me into staying because the other team members need me duck. That I don't work for free, sorry. Especially when I'm already making minimum wage. No thanks, not gonna happen. A similar thing happened to me when I worked at a Taco Bell when I was a teenager. During the first closing shift I was scheduled for, after I was done cleaning everything, I told the manager I was ready to clock out and go home. She told me she still had at least an hour of paperwork left to do and needed me to stay while she did it, since there was a rule that no one could be in the store alone, but she told me to clock out. I laughed in her face and told her, I clock out, I leave. She didn't make me clock out and never scheduled me to close again, so win-win for me. I don't know why she tried to get out of paying you about $5. It's not like that's going to affect her bonus. Used to work as a dental nurse. First patient of the friggin' day. Bloke said he felt sick after having a local anesthetic. He looked it. I grabbed the bin and told him if he needed to vomit, take the bin. He held it in his lap and turned, vomiting down the side of the chair and all over my pants and shoes. Of course I had to clean it up, and of course they wouldn't let me go home to change. That's disgusting. Surely it's not ethical to let someone work with body fluid exposure on them the whole day. It's also a massive infection risk. Psycho camp director lost her crap on all of the lifeguards because we said we weren't coming back next summer. Reality was we all had legit reasons. I was going to take summer courses to graduate early. Another guard was moving to university and was going to work in that city. Another guard got offered a head guard spot at a camp near her house, etc. Nothing that said we hated the current camp, just other things going on. We were told in a group meeting if we weren't happy there we could leave and she would find other guards. Following Friday she calls us all in to tell us what a great job we are doing and how happy everyone is going to the lake. Tuesday after that she calls us in individually to tell us we aren't working hard enough and she sees us slacking off all the time. Lunchtime Tuesday all the guards walked into her office, told her to go duck herself in front of the owner of the camp, and we all piled into my Ford Focus and went for beer. Went home that night to message from camp owner asking us to give him a call back. We all chatted and realized he had called all of us. Called him the following day, told him what went down. He asked us to reconsider and that he would give us a $5 an hour raise and report directly to him. We discussed it and agreed on the condition that psycho director apologized to us at a collective staff meeting. She refused and had a tantrum. Camp owner fired her on the spot, escorted her off the property, and we opened the lake back up. Duck you, Bob. Edit. Wow, my first silver. Thank you. Bob finally got me something worthwhile. Countless times at the go-kart place, summer job, where I work, I've had to put up with special needs kids whose caretakers or parents dropped them off and drove off because they wanted a break from them. These kids and adults have a mental age of anywhere from 3 to 15, and many times they are unable to follow the directions that we provide or even listen to us. They are not only a danger to themselves, but to the other riders and to us, the staff. An easy solution to this would be for their parents to ride with them in a double and to drive for them, allowing them to have fun without having to put anyone in danger. However, that costs more money and they don't want to. One parent even said, why can't you just ride with him? And when I asked if she would be comfortable with other people, she said he wasn't. I wanted to call her a crappy parent, but I didn't want to lose my job. We can't deny them as they have the physical age to ride, but are hopefully putting rules in place to require parents of children with special needs to ride with their parents. Edit. I hold nothing against these kids, but the fact is that their parents are responsible for them. If they want a break from them, they could hire a caretaker. Even then though I understand that bad parents do exist, however it is the caretakers who refuse to take care of the kids who are unacceptable. You are getting paid. Do your job. Edit 2. Typo. I worked for the university's horse barn as a teenager. They had some pretty strict rules that I was not used to at other places. Like the horses were only allowed outside for 2 hours, no matter what. Could be the most beautiful day and we would have to stop everything we are doing to bring them into their stalls. They were only ever allowed to squirts of fly spray, which didn't cover their butts. Required to have their halters on 24/7, even when in the stalls at night. Our boss had clearly zero experience with animals, or if he did he just didn't care. One day while one of the horses was having his feet trimmed, my boss went to pull out a weed whacker from the bottom of the shelf directly next to where the horse was standing. A lot like Jenga, the entire closet of machinery fell onto the horse, causing him to kick the farrier and run. Ever since that incident the horse was a mess, so instead of hiring a trainer to fix the problem, they just locked him in the stall. All day 24/7. I quit shortly after that. I still wonder how that horse is doing. That poor animal. I'm so sorry. That horse had to, and probably is still, suffering due to some dolt who doesn't understand prey instinct. Posted before this. This was back in the late 90s. I was working at Walmart as my first job as a teenager. I was floated to the garden department one day and there was a guy looking at lawn fertilizer. I walked over and asked if he needs help. He said not now, just looking at the different kinds you have. Pretty standard reply from the guy, so I said okay, let me know. I walk away and then swing back about 5 minutes later. Same guy has proceeded to rip open about 10 different kinds of the fertilizer all over the ground and is rolling around in the stuff. He is also taste sampling the stuff. I called my manager because I did not want to deal with it. Security escorted the guy out the store and called an ambulance in case the ingestion of the fertilizer hurt him. Was the customer a dog? A fair question at Walmart. Probably thought that he was a worm. A few years into my flying career, so definitely not earning what people think pilots earn, I was asked to take a bunch of handicapped children and their carers for a -10-minute flight in a small twin-prop aircraft. All seemed to be going well until after landing, when I smelled the unmistakable stench of vomit. I looked around and all the passengers were looking horrified, as the inside of the plane had been covered in what, I was told, used to be strawberry milkshake. I then had to vacuum and wash down the carpet in the plane. The vacuum died after picking up a large amount of this lumpy white substance, and it started to drip back down the nozzle. It was a warm day and that didn't make the smell any better. I mentioned the handicap thing not because I'm an awful person, but because his learning disability meant he didn't think to inform his carer of his nausea, so there was no attempt to reach for the sick bag. We used to be paid half salary to attend seminars related to our industry that grant professional development hours. These seminars would often be at 7 AM at a hotel that was about a 2-hour drive for me, if I was lucky, in rush hour traffic to get to, but hey, it was paid and had free breakfast, so waking up at 4:30 to attend wasn't the worst thing in the world. The company announced that they believed attending the seminars was furthering our knowledge, therefore helping the company, and therefore helping us, so we would no longer be paid to attend them, but were still expected to go. I just said duck that, and haven't attended a single one since then, and delete all the invite emails. I'm paid hourly, so taking the 6 hours out of my day to drive and attend a seminar I'm not being paid for is just plain stupid. I was asked why I haven't gone to any, and told them I have a mortgage to pay. Haven't been asked to go again since. Edit. Holy crap, my inbox. Wanted to throw a few comments out cause I've been bombarded. 1. I believe the above situation arose when the company realized the licensed PEs were required to attend the seminars for development hours regardless, so they could get away with not paying. The company threw out that BS line to try to guilt us into going, but those of us who are not required to get the hours can't be forced to go. 2. I have already told them, as I mentioned above, that I have a mortgage to pay and am not going to attend anything without pay. I have not been reprimanded for it because, as many of you have been pointed out, that would be illegal, and they know it. I am Quite literally, not getting paid enough to deal with that crap. Thank you for watching Reddit. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more r/AskReddit videos. Share your stories in the comment section below.